Okay. Today's date is January 19th, 2022. The time is approximately 2:29 p.m. 246 North Industrial Park Avenue in New Smyrna Beach. This is a predetermination hearing under IA 2021-006. Present is myself, Chief Coffin, Lieutenant Mark Severance, Officer Kristofer Beatty, and Greg Cook. Greg, what is your official title with IUPA?
Business agent.
Business agent. I can't get that right. Okay, so the purpose of this predetermination hearing is to give you, Officer Beatty, a chance to provide any information that I may not have in order to make a decision, or to give me any information that you feel is important. Have you been provided with all the documents for the IA?
I have.
Had a chance to review them?
I have.
You understand that this meeting is being recorded?
I do.
And do you have any issue with that?
No.
Okay. So if you've been provided with all documents, you've seen that the investigating officer has sustained the violation, Group 2, Section M, violating the rules, orders, policies issued and adopted by the City Commission, City Manager, Department Head. Specifically, PPD 15-2, Section 15-217, investigative detentions.
Right.
Okay, floor is yours.
Hindsight, I should have investigated much deeper than I did before detaining him. So I already told Lieutenant Severance that I understand that I'm in violation of that. When during the call, I was under the impression that the way he made it sound that he was actually on private property and trespassed, that he was asked to leave, and that his waitresses were scared. So after investigating that, I found out there was nothing, and unhandcuffed him and made him right and told him he was free to go. I felt that I did it in a professional manner, and obviously was unaware that he was who he was. Not that that matters, but looking back, hindsight, I could have investigated with Galt standing there further, or had the information that Galt had. Either way.
Okay. Anything more?
No, sir.
Man,
Yeah, so that's fun looking at it.
This is kind of he was baiting
No question.
no question about, and he baited him, and he's admitted to making some mistakes there. Don't think it was intentional. Didn't go in there to intentionally, wasn't a for lack of a better term, pissing off the police thing or anything like that. I watched the video. My opinion, I didn't think it was that bad. I think the guy had a minimal detention. He wasn't thrown to the ground. He wasn't tased. Was it did the violation occur? Yeah, he did procedurally, but he also didn't go into it looking to do that. It was a mistake, and I think all of us sitting here have been police officers. I think mistakes have been made in all of our careers, and especially with this, this guy was probably, in my opinion, doing stuff that would elicit the very call that came into to dispatch that he wanted in order to create the confusion. He's not new to this, and I think that should be given some consideration. And he walked blindly right into it. Both of the officers. I have seen this same group go out there and fly or act like they're flying whatever those drones and looking up. And the officer's out there telling them there's no drone. They're just out there baiting the officer. So, I hope that you guys give that the due consideration. And to speak to his professionalism, I actually, once I found out about it, went onto the website. And he's followed around and he's cussed at and he's belittled. And I think that speaks to his professionalism, and that he didn't, he made a mistake, and he's letting this guy voice his constitutional freedom of speech, and he doesn't get derogatory. He doesn't do that. He takes it. He gets in his car. He does his job. I think as a whole, if you look at it as a whole, I think yes, it was a mistake. It was not an intentional mistake. They got you. And I think that we shouldn't, my personal opinion is all these officers out here, there's going to be a mistake, and to have hammer them with the discipline when in a situation like this for a group that is coming after the officers to elicit this very kind of reaction and kind of tricking them in that kind of reaction. I hope that gets looked at as in the totality of determining what kind of discipline to issue. I really do. And I've ran into this group. I've been a victim of this group before.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the predetermination hearing, Greg. I mean, I look at all the circumstances.
Right.
The factual stuff and the underlying issues that are there. So, I mean, all of that is absolutely looked at. When help define for me what hammered is.
Well, no, I didn't mean that. That's just the way I talk. I don't mean hammered. I think I would hope that, and this is just my opinion. This isn't Chris.
Yeah, this is an open meeting.
That my opinion is this is a good department issue training. Hey, look, these guys came here. This is what they do. You have to make sure that you understand where the line is, because they're going to go right up to it and they're going to force you to get it. And I think it's a good training opportunity to give to the whole department and make it a learning experience. That's how I see it.
So that's already been resolved. We immediately addressed the training issue, as we do with every incident that we have, whether it involves discipline or it doesn't. If we see that there's some deficiency somewhere, both either on the officer's part or as an agency part, we stepped right in right away and provided training for all the officers on this particular issue. I will tell you that less than a half hour before this, he came and tried to bait me in the commission meeting. Right. And I didn't fall into the trap. I think that sometimes, I'll choose the right words here. I don't know if officiousness or whatever is an issue with officers of, I think that sometimes officers should just take a second and just take a hot minute or a deep breath and say, what is going on here? And when someone challenges us, not take it personally. Yes. Not challenging me or you or whatever. They're challenging the uniform and the badge. It's like we just happen to be wearing it, so we shouldn't take personal offense to it. Right.
I can say I don't ever take it personal. And watching the video, my voice is never raised. It never sounds like I'm backed into a corner. To me, it's not personal. I don't wear this badge. I wear it with honor, but I don't wear it like I'm the police, like some people. I'm going to stay where I'm going to stay, regardless of what you think.
Okay, so then why the conversation about whether or not someone is entitled to an attorney and then the response of you get an attorney in court, not out here?
Because we don't ever call an attorney to the scene.
And do you think that's the appropriate response, or would it be this is, either, yes, it is a custodial interrogation, or it's not a custodial interrogation, and that determines what an attorney is, as opposed to, you don't get one out here? I'm just asking a question.
I mean, it's not. I've never used that word before. I've been asked that several times, and I just tell them that we don't do attorneys on the side of the road. That's what the court system's for.
Okay.
That's not. You could watch the video. That was not said like with anger or malice. It was just, you don't get one of those out here. You get it in court, but out here we're trying to figure out. We're doing an investigation to figure out what laws were broken and what wasn't, and whether you need to go to jail or not.
Okay. Anything else from either one of you?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Then the time now is approximately 2:38, and that'll conclude the predetermination hearing.